Hi girls, I'm Jamie, Program Manager STEM for Girl Scouts of Central Indiana, and I'm excited to be back with you today for this week's STEM challenge. This week we are going to use a little bit of air pressure to launch some rockets. So what we're going to need is some paper, some tape, maybe some double-sided tape if you have it, but if you don't, not a big deal. Maybe a pencil, and definitely some scissors. So let's get started. To build our basic rocket, we need to first start with the rocket body. And so what you'll do is you'll just cut a small strip of paper. You want it to be taller in one direction, so you want a rectangle. Like that, real simple. Move my paper out of my way. Now I'm going to take my straw and I'm going to wrap my body of my rocket around my straw. I don't want to make it super tight, but I want to make sure that it's going to fit. So I started by rolling it fairly tightly. Now I'm going to let it loosen up just a little bit. Then I'm going to take some tape and just tape it along the seam so that it'll hold together. Now, in order to get our rocket to launch, because we're using air pressure in this case, if I were to simply blow air into my rocket this way, it's not going to launch because air can sneak out the top and it's not going to force our rocket to go. So we want to make a closed system. So the easiest way to do this is to take your pencil, make sure it's a sharpened pencil. If you don't have one, you can kind of just do it on your own. You're going to fold in the top of your paper around your pencil to make a nose. Can you see that there? How it's kind of folded around and to make just a point? Then just take a piece of tape and tape it around. Now, another thing that is helpful for a rocket is to have what we call fins on the bottom. This helps it kind of help cut through the air a little bit. So to do that, real simply, you'll need just 4 triangles. So the way I did it is I folded my paper kind of so that it doubled over, and then I just want to cut a small square. So I've got my small square like that. And then what I'm going to do is just cut on the diagonal. And so on one side, you'll get 2 pieces that already come out. On the other side, it's stuck together, so you'll just have to cut that one in half. Now, what I typically do, but you can do it in lots of different ways, is I fold a piece over. So I take the long side of the triangle and I just fold it over, kind of like that. And then this is where that, if you've got double-sided tape, it would be helpful, but if you don't, that's okay too. I take the double-sided tape and tape it on that, kind of that piece, the tall, short piece. And then I can use that to then attach my fin to my rocket, just like that. All right, we just do the same thing with the other 4 pieces. Now that I have all 4 fins taped on, all that's left is to launch our rockets. So, three, 2, 1, blast off. So, while shooting off straw rockets can be certainly fun, my challenge to you this week is to see how the design affects your rocket and how high it goes. You know, if you make a shorter rocket body, does that affect how high it goes? How about the number of fins that you put on it? And certainly while straw rockets are fun, wouldn't it be more fun to make a bigger version? So you also have the option to build a stomp rocket launcher. and launch a larger paper rocket. As far as building your rocket goes, the steps are just the same as building our smaller paper rocket for our straws. You'll still build the body by rolling a piece of paper, cut your fins, triangle, and give it some kind of cone or nose on the top using just tape and paper. But your launcher is going to be a little different. As you can see here, I've got my Stomp rocket launcher, which is made out of PVC pipe and a 2-liter bottle of soda. You'll find in the challenge description a link to all of the specifics on how to build this Stomp rocket launcher. You know, the specific sizes of PVC piping and things like that. You'll want to make sure, just as we did with the straw, that your rocket will fit on your tube here. And then you'll need a big open space to be able to launch your rocket. So I'm going to move the table out of the way. I'm going to set up back there for our launch, and I'll be right back with you. All right, again, we've got a same closed system. Our air pressure is what's built up in the 2-liter bottle of empty 2-liter. And so to launch this rocket, all you're going to need to do is to stomp on the bottle. Ready? Again, the challenge is going to be for you to design your own rocket. See how the design affects how high it will go, how far it will go, and things like that. Excuse me. To re-inflate your bottle so that you can use it again and again. Simply, you can either detach it or you can actually, through the top where the rocket goes, you'll simply blow the bottle back up. And then you have hours of fun in the afternoon. Good luck with this challenge, and we look forward to seeing you next week with our next STEM challenge.